So our camp program is geared for a no frustration zone. So as we dive into the activities and experiences of our ESSA and Title I virtual Halo Camp program, for parents, we want to remind you that it is a no frustration zone. We understand that technology at times can be unpredictable, and there may be instances where you encounter difficulties or face challenges while participating in the virtual activities tonight. Please know that it is perfectly okay if you are unable to complete or fully understand something during this session. It's our purpose this evening to provide you with just a glimpse into what your child will be experiencing during the camp. And we want to ensure that you feel supported and encouraged throughout the entire process. So parents, please be there with your children. So tonight, this is not just about your kids, this is about you. So we're really looking for parents to be a part of this virtual Halo Code parent camp. So this is a camp for parents. Again, if you encounter any technical issues or have questions that you are unable to resolve, we encourage you to reach out to our dedicated support team that we have on tonight by doing two things, either typing help in the chat or raising your hand. So by raising your hand or typing chat, we will direct you into the tech help session that they will be able to provide you with help. So remember, this is a no frustration zone, okay? So let's embrace this opportunity again to learn, to grow, and just to have some fun together without the pressure of being frustrated. Take your time, ask questions in the chat, and feel free to seek assistance when necessary. So because we are a large party tonight, we're asking that you stay muted, and if there are any questions, to type it in the chat and someone will be able to respond to the questions. So again, thank you for your understanding, your participation, and your patience. Together, let's create a positive and empowering learning environment. Enjoy the rest of the session, and remember, this is a no frustration zone. So at this time, which I failed to do in the beginning, I'm going to begin recording the session, okay?
I already did that for you, Ms. Flood.
Thank you so much. Thank you. So tonight, I have the pleasure of introducing one of our partners who is passionate about transforming education through technology. It is with great excitement that I welcome Ed for Tech to our virtual event. Ed for Tech is an innovative and forward-thinking organization that is dedicated to revolutionizing the way we approach teaching and learning. Their expertise lies in leveraging the power of technology to create engaging, interactive, and personalized educational experience for students of all ages. We truly are fortunate to have Ed for Tech as our presenting company tonight, and we look forward to gaining valuable insights from them and inspiration from their expertise as we continue across the path of educational technology. Dr. Rod Brain will be leading the Halo Code session. Dr. Brain has many years of experience as both a teacher and a professor in the STEM fields and has an extensive background in robotics. We are very excited. I am very excited that he is able to join us tonight. He will be assisted by Mrs. Plowman, who is the CEO of EdTech and has an extensive career in technology. So without further ado, I would like to introduce and warmly welcome Ed for Tech, and together we are embarking on this enlightening journey together. So at this time, I'm going to turn it over to our partners from Ed for Tech.
Thank you, Ms. Flood. We're really great and grateful to be here with you and to have this experience with all of these beautiful young children and families that we're seeing here. I grew up in Virginia. I lived in Northern Virginia in that area for quite some time, and so did Dr. Brain. And so we are very excited to actually be able to be here and to share with you something that we love, which is coding and robotics. And tonight we're going to be sharing the Halo code. And I'm going to now just turn it over to Dr. Brame, and I'll be just in the chat, and I'll be helping to answer questions in the chat, and I'll also be helping to send people into the technology room if you need more assistance.
All right, welcome everybody. So this is our Halo code and our parent gaming camp. And so we like to integrate STEM across many different boundaries with kids, parents, teachers, any way we can to advance 21st century learning skills. So let's make a digital video game. Oh, it's not switching to my next slide. There we go. So today's goals, we're going to go through an introduction. Then we're going to download some software called MBlock onto a variety of devices. This will be a little bit of a challenge because many of you have different kinds of devices. So then we're going to create a game. And we're going to show you some resources that will help you if you want to advance what you're doing at home and experiment and do some more things with the Halo code. And then we'll do a little wrap up. So introduction. So I'm Dr. Brame. Like they said, I do some engineering, coding. I do a lot of work to help teachers and students become more comfortable with all of the STEM things: science, technology, engineering, and math. So I can't do science without math. And you will see that in the robots, there seems to be always some sort of math related. So we divide them into different disciplines, but in reality, they're really not divided. So we need people that can solve global challenges. We need people that are innovative and creative. We need to be able to solve problems and work together as a team. These are universal skills that will help you no matter what you do in life. So we also need exciting and challenging learning opportunities that improve our skills in reasoning, computational thinking, and that is what we're doing here today. We need teaching and learning experiences that integrate engineering and STEM in a meaningful way. So what is our tool for today? Our tool for today is the Halo code. And so there's a short little video about the Halo code.
This is our MakeBlock Halo code, designed especially for the current coding education. It is a wireless single board computer. We just embedded 12 programmable RGB LED, a motion sensor, or touch sensor, a programmable microphone, a micro USB outstanding, a dual core, a Wi-Fi module, etc., onto an incredibly small circuit board. No, smaller. No, smaller than that. Yes, that's small. So you can learn to code with it anywhere, anytime. Starting with MBlock, everyone can code by just dragging and dropping the command blocks. It's as simple as stacking building bricks. By featuring a microphone module, you can also use Halo code to perform AI speech recognition. Through MBlock's integrated Google machine learning application, getting started on artificial intelligence is very easy. First, you teach MBlock to recognize different objects, and then program specific reactions made by Halo code accordingly. Without connecting to the internet, you can make use of multiple Halo codes to set up a local area network. Or by connecting your Halo code to Wi-Fi, you can further apply cutting-edge technologies like IoT to create simple and smart home devices. Thanks to the outstandingly performing range and the dual-core microprocessor, Halo code is powerful enough to run several programs simultaneously. With 2 short programs in MBlock, you can, for example, create an art installation of a kitten that blinks and wags its tail at the same time. It makes coding easy, even if your project is intricate. With just a click, you can effortlessly convert the command blocks to Python to get yourself ready for text-based coding. Halo code also integrates various sensors. You can utilize the motion sensor to design a wearable fitness watch for step tracking, or make use of the touch sensors for a desk lamp. It empowers creation to be a way of life while having fun. Halo Code encourages everyone to create fun projects and to experience the wonders of electronic technologies using both hardware and software. Yes, this is Halo Code by MakeBlock.
All right, so hopefully the word coding didn't scare anybody away. A lot of times when we do these kind of works, it involves coding and people get their own things in their mind about coding that creates some fear. And we don't want you to have any fear because this type of coding is pretty straightforward and you'll find that it'll be very rewarding. So these are just pictures of what's on the Halo code. It says programmable button. This is because we can code it through the M block so that this button can start your program, end a program, or be coded to do some other things. It has a microphone. It has a ground wire and a 3.3 volt pin. This is for doing some other experiments with electricity and or using touch sensors. And so it has these 1, 2, 3, and 4, actually 0, 1, 2, and 3 sensor spots for some other activities you can do with the Halo code. So what should you have? You should have a Halo code with a user's manual, coding example cards, Velcro strip, AAA batteries, 3 of them, a battery holder, Velcro strap, alligator clips, copper foil tape, and a micro USB cable, all in this box. So you should also find the Halo code. Let me just move this here for a second. With the 3 batteries, the battery holder. So you're going to want to make sure to have this battery holder. The Halo code, the batteries, and you will eventually need this micro USB cord. All right, so here are the things we're trying to get you to get together: the battery box, the batteries, and the Halo code. So this is one part that we had a little difficulty with last year, so we're just going to spend a moment on this just to make sure. So in order to open the battery, one of the things that's very helpful is the battery container. Like some people think it opens like a hinge, and it doesn't open like a hinge. It slides to the side. And so you're going to want to slide it to the side and get it open. And then you're going to want to put the 3 batteries in there. And the batteries go in so that the flat end goes where the spring is, and the one with the little button on it goes on the other side. So I just want to show you again. Here's the battery container. I have my batteries already in it, but this little container just slides back and forth on here. Slides back on and clips in. And when I want to undo it, all I have to do is push on this little part where it has little ribs on it and push down and push it open, and it will slide right open. So I'm just taking a minute to make sure. And then you guys give me thumbs up if anyone has been able to open the box okay. Once you have the box open, then we want to just say get the batteries in it. So you can see the orientation of the batteries. So again, the tips are, it's not a hinge top, it just slides off. Do you have some thumbs up there, Linda? People able to?
Yes, I've got several thumbs up coming. There's a couple more who are just trying to have a little more difficulty. So maybe we just a little more time. But it's the sliding part that I think that so many people just don't quite get, the sliding off.
There's a little rib part right here on the side that has the sticker. And you just push down on it and slide out, and it will just come right out.
Lots of thumbs up. Yeah, they're getting it now. Great.
All right, woohoo. And then the next part would be, so should we move on to the batteries, or you think we're good?
I think we're good. I think most of them have got it. Yeah.
All right, so you can see on the batteries, you see the blue end of the battery is up, and then it's down, and then it's up. They have to alternate. And when you look inside the case, you will see right here, there's a spring. And on the side of the spring is going to use the flat side of the battery. The part with the little button on it is going to go on the opposite side. So your set of batteries should look something like this. When you have the batteries in, it's going to slide right back on the same way it came off. It's going to slide on very gently, and then a little push, and it's clipped in, and batteries are in. And whatever time this takes, this is a critical, right? You have to have electricity to be able to run this. And so we'll hold on here for a second till you get your batteries connected up.
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of people, looks like they've got it in there. The battery cases are closing up. I'm seeing quite a lot of them, seeing lots of thumbs up. Cases.
All right. Yay. I'll just show one more time. There's this little ribbed part near the stickers that you push on it. It will just slide right open. Then you put the batteries in, and you put the batteries in so that the flat part of the battery is against the spring. And you can see that you have the flat part of the battery here and here and here, and they alternate. So they should look like this with the blue tops up here and the blue one at the bottom. And then we'll go back to putting the case back on. It's just going to slide right on.
Okay.
Whoops.
And for those of you who are trying to turn it on, you won't know yet until we plug the other part in. Then you'll know for sure that it's on. So just give us a moment. We'll be right there to the next step.
This is
Some
the
of you are advanced.
Yeah, the on-off button is right here on the back. And the plug will only plug into the halo code in one way. So you don't have to worry. It has a little groove on the top of the plug. And in the place where it plugs into the halo code, there's a little tiny groove. And when you put those two grooves together, it'll just clip right in. And if you have it on correctly, when you flip the button, you should get a blue light. And your halo code should light up. I already have a code in mind, so it's going to light up and do some other thing.
So Rod, would you just go back to the slide before it just one more time? We've got about 2 or 3 people who want to see the directions again of how you open the box. Looks like most people have got it. We've just got a couple more. And maybe with the slide and reading the tips, and then just watching once again how he's opening the box, and then.
Yep. I have this little ribbed part, and I just push on the ribbed part and slide it, and it will just open right up.
Right, and it does work really well to have your thumb on it. Some people are pointing that out. So you put your thumb on that little rib part, and it does work really well to do that. Okay, so.
And if you want to see, I think our fantastic help, Shanice, made a video for it.
Yeah, why don't you play the little video? That would be great.
So she's putting the flat end against the spring and pushing the spring down and then clipping the battery in. And then you can just set the top onto it and its little groove and slide it forward, and then you'll hear it go click.
Okay.
I think we're good.
I think most people are good. Anyone else who isn't, let me know. Okay, and so I'll anyone else who isn't, let me know, and I'll send you off to the support team, but we are going to move on.
All right, somebody has taken over and I can't share my screen. unable to share your screen while someone is sharing from the main session.
Okay, how do I get you back to share screen?
I do have it set up where it says multiple people can share it, but someone else is sharing it where I can't share mine.
Okay, go back and try it now. Let's see. Rod, are you able to share?
I am trying.
It's still, oh no.
On just a second. We're almost there, I think. All right, we're back. All right, everybody sees the screen okay?
Yes.
So are we all good with the battery?
Yeah, I think we're ready to move on now.
All right, so the next thing is to plug in your battery into the Halo code, and it has a very specific plug with a little tiny groove on it. And the Halo code has a special receptacle that has also a little tiny groove on it, and you just line up the grooves and it'll plug right in. The other plug is not big enough to receive it, so you don't have to worry about the other one. Because your Halo code only has 2 places to plug in. Can we get some thumbs up for that? And then you should get this one little blue light on the back that tells you it's on. If that's not happening at all, try pushing the blue button on the front. And if that's not working at all, go back and check your plug to make sure the plug is in good. Make sure you turned it on. And if all of those things are an issue, then my next thing to do is I go and open my battery case up. And all I do is rotate the batteries. I'm just taking my fingers and making the batteries turn around one time. It kind of makes sure they have a good connection. Then I put my top back on and check again and see if it works. So that's our one little bit of troubleshooting to make sure that it's working. So do we have working Halo codes? We getting any thumbs up?
I'm getting thumbs up. Yes, I'm getting
Okay.
yeses. I'm getting thumbs up. Lots of people are getting it to work. Yeah, we have a whole, yeah, most people, I think they're good. They're good, Rod. You've done a great job so far. So I think we're ready to move to the next slide.
All right. Well, if anybody is still working on that and you're wondering what to do while you're waiting, you're going to want to get this Fly the Balloon card in your Halo code package.
Right. So there's a plastic pack that's in the bottom of your box, and it's got these cards in it. That's what you're going to want to find next.
That'll just be coming up as you
Yep.
prepare. So
It might be underneath this section here. So you might need to pull this section out. Sorry for the interruption, Rod.
Okay, no worries. We're gonna get to the how are we gonna create a video game. And so Halo code can be used to create lots of different kinds of games. Red light, green light, heads or tails, card games, lots of different things. So we have a little video here just to show you an example of what some of the games will look like. So when you're creating these games, the limits will not be the coding. The limit will not be our game. You will be the limit. you will be able to do a lot of interesting things with it. So now we're going to download the M block. But this part is a little bit challenging because people have different kinds of devices. And so how do we do this so that we can make sure to get everything correct for everyone's device? So some of you have laptops, some of you have iPhones, some of you have PCs. So there are many different ways. So, oops, let me go back here. On a tablet or smartphone, scan the QR code with your camera and download MBlock. You can just scan this if you want, if you have an iOS, an iPhone, or an Android. Do we have some special instructions for Androids, Linda?
We do, and the thing is that you're not going to be installing it directly from the PlayStation, like you would normally install it from an app. It's going to ask you to actually install it. It's going to start a program, and that program is going to ask you to answer a couple of questions, and you're going to have to say yes to those. So it's not a typical app install. They're having some difficulty in the app station right now.
All right. If you're downloading on an MBlock for computers, you're going to want to go to mblock.cc/en/download/. And then it's going to give you these options for PC, Windows, or Mac, or Chromebook. And you're going to choose the one that matches what you want to do. For tablet phones, go to the coding tab, create a new work, click on Halo code, and then the check mark. And the last step is to click on Halo code and connect to the Bluetooth.
Okay, so maybe you could go back one more time to the downloading slide,
Okay.
Rod, so that everybody can get. Some people didn't quite get the QR code yet, or the place where they go to the download. So just that one
Great.
slide, so everybody knows you can either get that QR code, or you can go to the MBlock. We'll paste that. I'm going to paste that in the chat again as to where you can go. Okay, so if you move on to the next slide, then maybe Rod, and show them on the computer where they go to download it.
Oops. And if you want to put that link in the chat.
Yeah, I just now did, but I'll do it again for everybody who needs to go there.
So this is all for PC computers, Mac computers, and/or Chromebooks.
Okay, so everybody's in the download mode right now, Rod. So it's someone is helping. Somebody keeps putting ... in the chat, so I'm trying to get back to the person who needs help.
So this is also one for tablets. And I can slow that down and go through each part with this. So for all of the MakeBlock applications, you will get this window. Oops, let's go back. And this window allows you to choose a device. There we go. And so we have lots of different devices. So you click on the Halo code, and then it will take you to the next window. You'll see the Halo code up here. Then you see here that's got a red thing on here and it's showing you the Bluetooth is not connected because you haven't connected it yet. So you have to be able to connect this to connect to the Bluetooth. And then you have to allow access to the Bluetooth. And then it should tell you that the Bluetooth is connected. You see the blue above it with the little symbol for the Bluetooth. So, and I'll just start this over and let this run one more time. So you click on Halo code, create a new work, connect it to the Bluetooth, allow the connection, and then you can go back to the coding. So on your phone, there's like 2 tabs right there. And so you want to go to the second one. It'll be the same on your tablet and your phone. So how do you think we're doing, Linda?
Okay, so there's several people still downloading.
Okay, we're
So,
patient with this part. We know if we get this part right, the rest of it will go easier.
right, yeah, so I've got like about 4 or 5 saying, please wait. They're still downloading. And a couple have asked for you to go back to the QR code slide one more time for them.
Yep. Yeah, it was an interesting comment earlier about like a no frustration zone, because from an educator point of view, people that are frustrated and people that are happy seem to be the ones learning the most. Even though we think of frustration as a bad thing, a lot of times it's the thing that really makes you like turn the wheels in your head and really try to figure stuff out. So,
Okay, and then we want the link again, so I'm going to see if I can get the link back into chat again. So let me put the link again to every. Okay, so I pasted it just in chat just now, so maybe you can still find it. You can do it in Play Store. So if you're on an Android, it's in Play Store. And it's called MBlock is what you're looking for in the Play Store. And for those of you who are asking, what do you do once you've downloaded? Please just wait. We're catching up. Everybody will get there soon.
yeah, you can look at the card. You can go get the flying the balloon card and take a good look at all the coding things in it, read it. It has some tips in there. And then also you should know that your app on your phone will look like this guy right here. They love to have little pandas on their stuff.
Bria. Okay, so Bria, I'll see if I can send you to tech support.
Yeah, and just as a reminder, if you know this is really just not working and you're not really having any success with this, you can raise your hand and you'll go to meet our best friend Joe Lively, and he will help you with your tech issues.
Yeah, I'm trying to get a handle on everybody who's asking for help and sending them to tech support. Okay, so
Yeah, hand wave means go to tech support. Thumbs up means you're doing good and you got everything you need.
okay, so look. Sleep.
And I'll go back one more time. There's the QR code. If somebody still needs to do this or you need to do it again, should be able to just take a picture with your phone or your tablet and it will just recognize it.
Okay, we're getting more thumbs up. So maybe I think we're ready to move on to what happens next once I've got the software down.
All right, yeah, we're just trying to accommodate because you have a lot of different devices. And we're trying to get access to everyone. This is again, the link to get into MBlock for your Windows or Mac or Chromebook. You may see a little thing that asks you about MLink, just say yes and add the MLink. All right, and this is one more time for your tablet. Click on coding, choose Halo code, check, link. You will see that the Halo code is clicked, and then you find out that the Bluetooth is not connected. You have to allow for the Bluetooth to connect. All right, so I'm just paused here right for a minute just to get some feedback from you, Linda. Like, are we ready? We create a game.
I think most of the people are ready, and those who are not, I'm trying to move everyone to tech support, isn't quite getting it there. So those who are trying to get it to connect to your Bluetooth and those kinds of things, hold on just a moment, and maybe we'll cover those kinds of issues soon.
Right on.
Okay.
So now we're going to create a game, and we're going to need this card to create the game. Because it has a really cool thing on it. On the back of it, it has all of the coding things you're going to need. So this is the Flappy Bird for game, full gameplay walkthrough. So I'm guessing you have seen games like this before. The Make Block has almost all the same capability to make this game. So we're going to do the find the fly a balloon coding card in your kit. And then we're going to make a game that does it. It can be a rocket. It can be what you want. So we can just show you this. So you notice that the spaceship is going up and down. So what we're going to do is we're going to code it so when you make a noise, the object on your game goes up and down. So first, has everybody found the card? We got some thumbs up.
I'm getting some thumbs up. Yeah, I'm getting quite a lot of thumbs up.
You have more than 100?
Yeah, I think we're good. I think we're good. We've got lots of thumbs up.
Okay. So we're going to find this card, and then we're going to learn how to use the coding platform and get the right code, the right blocks.
Okay, and then just to reiterate one more time, the cards, you might have to open up this little white part in your box and find the cards underneath there. The cards might be underneath there for those of you who haven't found the cards yet.
If you want to know another way to spot the card, it's got a picture with a balloon in the air and a park in the back of it.
Okay, so I think people are okay. So maybe we can continue on.
All right, so you're going to want to find these blocks. You're going to want to find the one that says when the button is pressed. You're going to find the one that says forever. You're going to find the one that says LED ring shows. So I'm going to switch my screen for a moment. So I can share you. Oops, not there. There
For
we
those
go.
of you, sorry, Rod, for those of you who are needing a little help, if you can actually put in the text in the chat window what you're needing help with, that would make it easier for me to answer your questions. Otherwise, I can only send you to the tech room.
Thank you, Lynette. Thanks for joining us.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I've been here for a while, managing the
Welcome.
chat.
You're not going to say something in French? All right. Can everybody see my screen now? Got some thumbs up there. People can see my screen.
Yeah.
Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is try to code the Halo code. And so the reason I
Oh, wait a
wanted to
minute. Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry. Yeah, your screen is up now. I'm sorry. That was my bad.
I can go back to the other one. I can go back and forth, but I wanted to show you like how to find the blocks. Because you need to know, like, for all these little buttons down through the middle where it says lighting, sensing, these are all different kinds of things that we can use for different part of the coding. And so the first thing we're going to do is select the device. And so if I had not selected this device, I can delete it. It wouldn't be here. And I would probably have a CyberPi as my device. I think if you first open it up, most of these come up as CyberPi like this. So when you first opened up, your screen might look like this. You won't have anything in this background because you wouldn't have had a background yet. And so you click on this add, and then you can find the Halo code. Click on the Halo code. You see the little star shows up. It tells me that this is the object I want to use. If I click on it like this, it will only use this object. It won't use the other one. So I can click that and say OK. And now you can see my CyberPi is not checked anymore. I can just delete it if I want, or I can leave it alone. We'll just delete it, and then we have the Halo code here. So then, what does the card say that I need? The card says that I need when the button is pressed. But that's that little blue button that's on your Halo code. So what we're going to do is we're going to come and look at some of these different things. Events is the things that start. This will always start the program. These are called hat blocks. And you can see it kind of looks like the shape of a hat with a big bill. The one down here where it says green flag click looks much more like a normal hat. But we're not going to use that one. We're going to use the one that says what? When I receive start. Oh, when button is pressed. No, we want the one when button is pressed. Here we go right here. When button is pressed. And then we're going to follow that up with another one that says broadcast. And so you can notice that the broadcast one, you see how it's like upside down. It's not like a hat anymore. And so it will fit right into this little spot. And when they come together, you will see how the colors start to change and they come together. That means that I'm putting the correct things together. So now I need a forever loop. Forever loops are under control. So you can tell, you can start to see the colors are a little different. So instead of being like a lighter orange, it's a darker orange. And so I need one that says forever, and I can scroll up and down in here. There's a bunch of different things in here, but I need this one that says forever. So I put the forever loop in here. And then we're gonna now we have to do something special because now we need a variable. And so I have to scroll down here until I find this dark orange one that says variable. When I click on variable, you can see, and this is under the tips at the bottom of your card. The bottom of your card, it says right here in tips, how to find a variable. And so I have already pre-made my variable. I should have got rid of my variable. so that you can see what it looks like when there isn't anything here. Anyways, when you type in, you go to the variable and you just type in N, all these other blocks will show up. Once all these blocks show up, then we need the one that says N2. So we're going to take this one and put this in here. And now we're going to need another special block. There's another special block. It's called an operator. Operators are the things related to the math. So I go to operators and I need this one. Look, this one says plus, minus, multiply, and then divide. We're going to use the divide one. We're going to stick it right in here where it used to say a number. You see, if it's oval, it'll fit inside of an oval space in one of the blocks. And then I need to go back to my variable because we're going to put a variable in there. We're going to say whenever N stands for some number. Oh, you see it's tried to get in the same spot. Well, now it will go in operator and I put the operator back in there. Now, for the last part here, it says to type in a number. Oh, no, it says to use a microphone for loudness. I'm putting the wrong thing in here. Let me take this out. And I'm going to come up here to sensing. Oh, look, microphone loudness. That's going to come and you see it's oval also, so it will fit right in here. The oval. I'm going to get rid of my operator. If I bring my operator back into this main section, it will just automatically like put it in the trash can. So I have one thing left to do, and that is the lighting. So the lighting is over here. And what did we want? We want the large card that says, or the block that says LED ring shows N%. LED light shows. There it is. LED light shows. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go back to the variables and put that N in there.
Rod, there's a couple of people who are looking for the broadcast start. Can you go back and show them how to find it in the events tab?
Yeah, so in the top part, they all look like hats. And when you get farther down, you start to see the ones that have a different shape. And those are the broadcast buttons. So you can either do the broadcast one that starts or the broadcast one that waits. We're using the one that just says broadcast start. The forever loop comes out of the one that says control. And so again, there's a big list of things, wait for 1 second, repeat lots of things. And there's one that says forever. We use the forever one. You can see it here and you can see as I add new things into the middle, it will get bigger and bigger. So then the next thing we needed to do was to make a variable. And how you make a variable is you go into here where it says variable. And right up here at the top, you type what you want to make the variable. So I've already done it for mine, so it already says N. But if you were to type in N right here, then you would get these same blocks just like I have. As soon as you get those, then you want to get the one that says set N2. That's this one. And then we needed the microphone loudness one, which is under sensing. And it's right here, it's the second one. And it fits right in there into where the 0 is, just like you see above there. And the next step we did was then we said, okay, we wanted to have some lighting. And so we went to the LED. LED ring shows and that button is down here near the bottom, LED ring shows. And we switched out the 100% for N. Because what we're going to do is we're going to control the volume with when you speak, when you make a noise. And so we don't want it just to be 100%. We want it to change, be able to change from 0 to 100%. So how are we doing with this part?
I think we've got
So-
quite a lot of people who are lost. And they
Okay.
feel like maybe you went just a little too fast for some of them. And actually, some people were in tech support and they're coming back now and they've just got back. And so I know that there's some frustrations going on right now because of that. And
That's
so
right.
I'm
gonna
wondering, do
start
we have enough time? Are we going to be able to get through it, Rod, if you go through all of that one more time?
I think we
Yeah,
are.
Yeah, we'll go through this one more time. So I'll
And
just
I
start
think
from,
start all the way from where they need to choose Halo code, choose the device itself, because some of them are all the way back there.
all right. I will set it up just like it would have been if I never did any of this.
So when you guys open up your app, if you're on an Android or a tablet device, you should see a gray screen that has a plus sign. You want to go ahead and click that plus sign. That will pull up the device menu where you get to select the device that you're actually working with.
Right.
So if you're on a computer, you would see this, and then you would choose your device. So you would just go here to where it says add. You would find the Halo code, click the Halo code, and hit OK.
Okay, if you're on an Android or a tablet, you will have a check mark in the upper right or lower right-hand corner of your screen. So after you select your device and the box is highlighted, you want to go ahead and check the check mark.
So now that I have this, I want to code my Halo code. And so I need some code. So in order to start something, I need an event block. These are the ones that are shaped like a hat. And we're specifically using the certain block that says when button is pressed. So that is the second one. And I put that here at the top. The
Now,
next thing, yes?
sorry, Rod. For those of you who are working on a tablet, it may not be as easy to see, but this events tab moves up and down. You can scroll to find more options. So if you're not seeing the option you're looking for, make sure you scroll up in the events tab so that you can find the missing options. Okay, it's not as obvious when you're on a tablet.
And same for the bottom. So if you had scrolled up to the top and now you're trying to look for the broadcast button, it will be at the bottom. You'd have to scroll down to the bottom. So I pull out the broadcast one. And notice it says message here instead of start. I want it to say start. So I click on this arrow and that allows me to type in a new message, and I type in start. So now I need to add in a forever loop. These are under control. So I go down to the darker orange one, control, I find the forever block and stick it in here. And then I want to put some things in it. And so one of the things I need is I'm going to need a variable because I don't have any variables yet. If I go to variables, you see there's nothing there now. Before you saw all my blocks. So I type in make a variable and I type in the letter N. N stands for number. I hit OK. Now I get these blocks to choose from. So I want to set N. So right now it says set to 0, but we're going to change it to be for the microphone loudness. So what is the microphone loudness going to be under? Sensing. So notice same thing for these buttons. I'm scrolling up to find the other buttons. So I go to the sensing, find a Microsoft loudness, and put it inside of there. Now I have one more thing to do for the Halo code, and that is the lighting. And the lighting says LED ring shows something %. So that is way down here. So I have to scroll down here. LED ring shows. Right now it says 100%, but I'm going to change that to be N. So anything that's white and open like this can be changed somehow. So I go back to my variables and I'm going to put N in there. So now it should look just like the top part of the card. How are we doing?
The chat has definitely slowed down, so it looks like people are catching on a little bit.
Okay.
Okay, we're getting some thumbs up.
Yeah.
That's several
Some
of us
people are
did
still a
good.
little lost.
So we've
Some
got
person that, if you're completely done with this and you're like, oh man, I want to know what the big boys do and the big girls do when they code in Python, and I can just click this yellow button over here down at the bottom on the side, and I get to see what it looks like in Python.
but we want to stick with blocks.
Yes, ma'am. Oops.
Your forever loop is going to be located in your control tab.
Yeah, under the control tab, forever is I think it's the third block down.
Okay, so I think for those of you who aren't quite there yet, this is going to be recorded. You will be able to go back and watch the video. Let's let Dr. Brain continue on to the next section of code, and maybe you'll catch up as you go.
All right, so the next thing to do in here is going to be my balloon sprite. So I go to sprites, that is the second button in on this. And then if I want a particular kind of thing, I want to add one. I don't want to use the panda. I could use the panda and make the panda float up and down, but I want to pick something else. And so in this particular exercise, we're going to look for a balloon. There are two different ways you can look through some of the things here, or you can just go to the top and type in balloon. You see, I didn't even finish typing it and it's already here. I'm just going to click on the blue balloon. So you see over here on my list of sprites now, and on some of your phones and stuff, it will be listed across the top instead of on the side.
Okay, so go ahead and can you show that one more time, how you got to sprites and you chose balloon?
All right, so first I was over in devices, and then I went to sprites. And when I was in sprites, here I can delete my balloon back off of there. And I went to the plus button. And I get a list of all kinds of different things. This one already has it in here because I already started typing it in. And whatever you're searching for, you can just type in the word here, or you can look by category. So if I wanted to just look in a different category, you know, I could probably just choose props, and I'd probably find balloon and props. And I just scroll down. Oh, maybe not as easy. Anyways, we'll just type in balloon. There we go. So now I chose balloon, and then down here I just click OK, and I get the balloon. So now I have a balloon and I have a panda, but I don't really want my panda now, so I'm going to delete my panda. I click on the panda, the little blue X shows up, it asks me if I want to delete it. I say yes.
Rod,
All right, so
can you please explain how, if you're on a phone, you can get to your sprite screen?
I think you just click on the sprite on the top bar.
It may look like a panda. It may not say sprite. It might just say, it may be a picture of a panda on the top bar. That would be equivalent to your sprite.
Yeah, so this one shows me my devices. But on the side here, you can see, what does it say on the side here? It says things like related to the sprites, like the animals and whatnot. And so I can click on people, and I get all these different sprites to pick from. If I pick props, I see my blue balloon. I click on the blue balloon. Are you seeing it okay? Then I hit the check mark. So that's the little trick on the phone, is noticing that there's a little check mark or a plus mark way over here on the side. And then now you can see I have the balloon highlighted up here at the top. Now I want to code it. I can just choose, what do I want to code it to do? What does my card do? It says first I need when I receive start. And so what is that going to be? That is going to be an event thing. So I will just click on where it says event and find that block. Is this good enough, Lynette?
I can't really see your phone, but I think people are getting it as you're explaining it in the chat window.
Okay.
If you need to see the old code, it's on the back of your Fly a Balloon card, right? So if you missed what was there, you guys all have access to it on your cards.
All right, so we're going to code our sprite now, our balloon. So the first one I need is the when I receive start. And so that's going to be under events. When I receive start, there it is down here near the bottom. Is that right? No, I need this one. When I receive start. And then I'm going to follow that with set Y. So the set Y ones are related to motion or position. So this is the top one, the blue one. And I have to scroll down till I see the one that says set Y to. So set Y to. And then the instructions say to type in -150. -150. On the Y coordinate, that means it will go down instead of up. Then I need a forever loop that's under the controls. I have to scroll up. There it is, forever. And then next, I want to do change Y by, and I'm going to use an operator. So this is going to be a blue one. Change Y by. And then this is where I'm going to get my operator. When I was telling you before about the ones that say like plus, minus, multiply, and divide, we're going to take the one that's divide and put it right in here where it says change Y by. Then we're going to go down to our variable. We're going to grab that one that says N, that stands for a number. We're going to put it right there inside the operator. It doesn't like to go right in the operator until you do like this, and then you can stick it back in there. And then the instructions say to type 10 here. What's left? Change Y by -3. One more of these change Y. Change Y. And then we're going to put in -3. So now we should have the code for the balloon. If I want to start the balloon anywhere in particular, I can just click on it and move it where I want. Or I can go down here and set its Y or in X and Y locations. So I want to add in one more thing so it looks more like this thing that's on the back of the card. I want to add a background. Should I stop for a minute? How
Yes,
are we doing
please.
with right?
And I also want you to change your code so that both those blocks say change X or change Y instead of one saying change X. I think you mean both change Y.
Good catch. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, and then let's see. So if you're under your actions menu, that's where you will find your change X and change Y blocks. How do you get to the first what?
All right, am I good now?
How's everybody doing? I see some head nods, but I see some thumbs up. Okay.
So you're not required to have a background for this. So if someone else is already done and you want to do a background, you can see here it says devices, sprites, and the third one is for background. If I click on background and I hit the plus, I get all kinds of options. Indoors, outdoors, nature, holidays, whatever. So I like nature. I also like cities, but what I really like to do is be in the city and then go out to a park in the city. So I chose this one, a park with a city in the background. Now you see there's a background. All right, so I'm back to the sprite code. Do people need help with the sprite code still?
Yeah.
Yep, we have a couple who are trying to find that operator.
So the operator is the green button,
Mhm.
and near the top are usually the main operators like plus, minus, multiplication, and division. So this one is the one division.
Mhm.
We put the division one right here into the change y by, and we just replace where it said 10, the operator. Do we need to go back to the device?
I think we're ready to show people what it's going to look like, just in case we run out of time, and then we can come back and do it again as we have more time.
And just so I know you have a video recording, but many people that I work with, sometimes they'll just take a screenshot of something so they can say, oh, I need to make sure my code is correct.
Right. And then as you get into this and start exploring it, you'll be able to take the time and actually go through each one of the control sections and find your code and find the different blocks. And you also notice they're in colors. So they're color coded. So the section, if you want a purple block, go look for the purple section. You notice the purple is lighting. And if you want a dark orange, go look for the one that's dark orange.
So that's the code for the device, for the Halo code. And then there's the code for the sprite, that's for the balloon.
And then notice that what he did just now is he was hitting those tabs over on the left. That's how he switched back and forth. Show them, point out to them exactly where those tabs are and how you switched back and forth. That was a question some were asking.
So on the PC, they're under this little vision of the screen of what it would look like. And you can change this also. There are little buttons across the top here that if I want to add a grid or if I want to change the view. So I want to see more of the game and less of the options and a little less room for coding, I can just switch like that. I can make it so it's only the game, and we'll get to that in a minute. And then this is where we were. And then right underneath that, there are these three choices for devices, sprites, and background. I believe on your phone, this is across the top. So when I click on devices, then I get the code that goes with the device. When I click on the sprite, I get the code that goes with the sprite. And you can develop a game that has 4 or 5 sprites, and they would just be listed underneath here. And then when I click on the background, it gives me a choice for the background, and I can add different backgrounds or take this one away. It's up to you what kind of background you want to make. So the last part for this, to make this work, is going to be to connect it. So you're either going to connect through Bluetooth or you're going to connect through a cord. So mine is going to be connected to a cord. So I have, if you're on a PC or some other computer, there's a cord like this. It's a micro USB cord. There's only one plug on the Halo code to plug it into. And then you can plug it in to your computer. When you plug it into your computer and you try to connect it, you will notice that, so I've plugged it in and now I'm going to click connect. Notice I'm in live mode, not upload mode. If I put it in upload mode, it will download onto the Halo code. This is okay also, but for now, I'm just putting it in live mode because I want to test it. And so I click connect. It's going to try to find the right COM port. It says COM 4, and so it will say COM 1, 2, or 3, depending on your computer and how many COM ports you have. I click connect. All right, I'm connected. And so I'm going to push the blue button. Ooh, let's put the green flag. Now we're going to reconnect. All right, give me a connection error.
Rod, is it possible that it's trying to detect your Cyber Pi device instead of your Halo code
It is
device?
possible, and it's done this before where it tried to get my phone because I had been using my phone with the Bluetooth. All right. No, my Cyber Pi is not, shouldn't be turned on, so I think we're okay. All right, live. Says I'm connected, doesn't it?
Yes.
All right, say something loudly.
Hello, Rod.
Louder.
This is the balloon flying. Yay!
Yeah,
Perhaps
so
you
if
need
I
to
just
do it at your end, Rod.
really loud, and the balloon will go up. And so this is what we're trying to achieve.
Too many things coming in.
And then I did discover something earlier, and that if I want the balloon to go up a little higher or a little faster, I can play a little math game here. If I turn this into a bigger number, then it will not go up as far. If I turn it into a smaller number, it will make the amplitude higher. So if I change this to a 5, go ahead, say something. Anyone? Oh, do I need to redo it? Just
Nope, I'm not loud enough.
no, I know what it is. I need to like try again.
Hello. Nope.
Nope.
Reconnected.
I think my COM port is a little weak. Now we're connected. Try again.
Hello.
Oh, yeah, he liked that one better.
And so if you change, it's just an option you can do under the sprites, that if you change this number at the bottom to be a smaller number, it will be much more sensitive. Like if I change it back to 10, you'll see it just won't go as much. Oh no, I don't want to change it now because it makes me reload the code. So anyways, that's the game. And if you, let's say you didn't want a balloon, let's say you wanted to switch your sprite, then you can take this code and copy it and put it on for like a rocket ship or a car or a kangaroo. All right, how we doing?
So I see a couple of people in the chat feel that because they're working on a tablet, it's not the same. But I want to assure you that the blocks are identical. Even though the screen may look a little different, all of the pieces are still the same. The components are still the same. You just can't see everything because you have a smaller space.
Yeah, so what the biggest difference I see, especially like on the phone apps, is that the sprites and the devices are listed across the top instead of on the sides. So do you think we should go back to the presentation? Should we stay back here? Should we go back over to the coding?
Yeah, let's go back to your presentation because I'm afraid we will run out of time and people can come back and watch this video.
Right on. Or if we finish up early, we can come back to this as well.
Right.
Linda, if you would monitor the chat, I'm going to pop over to tech support and help clear out some of those.
Okay. I'll try to monitor more of the chat. Thank you for your help, Linda.
All right, so this is kind of where we started before when we were like leaving here and started to show you the screen where the coding card, fly a balloon. You gathered together these three blocks together. Started to put them together like this. You can see there's a video that will show you like how to find each block and what color it is and how to stick it together with the other blocks. So then this was the part where we were talking about that would be a little different. Like you don't have a variable yet, you had to create one. So you go to the variables tab, which is right underneath the green operators. You click on it and it will ask you, won't say anything. It'll just say make a variable or make a list. And it's up to you then to type in something. So like if you make a game where you're trying to keep score, you will type the word score in here. And it will, other blocks will appear that will allow you to like keep score for your game. So we type in an N for number. Then we put that into the same code you had before. Here's the first two blocks you had. And then you added in the one from the variable. You set N2. And you added the microphone loudness. You found this under the sensor. And then you, under lights, you found the LED ring shows, and then you inserted an N right there where it used to have a number, like a white space to type in whatever you wanted. So then, right, you have some code, you want to save it. For me, it's all saved on my screen. I don't have to worry about saving it so much. Some things, if you want to save them, you're required to make an account with mBlock, and other ones you can save right to your computer. So this is when we were talking about the sprite. You can see, like on the phone, you see the sprites are listed across the top instead of on the side like on the computer. You click on the sprite, you can code the sprite. You want to add a sprite, you can click the plus and it will add a sprite, and then you can choose whichever one you want. You see, like, there will be a list. You can find the balloon, whichever one you decide to use. It doesn't have to be balloon. We only chose balloon because of the cards. That's what. So let's make the halo code fly like a rocket. So click on the panda, delete the sprite, click and select all, search for a rocket. So it's up to you if you want to make the rocket. Then you want to change your background. You click on the background. You can choose from a big variety of backgrounds. Choose the one you like. You can be in space, be in the ocean, be in the desert, be in the middle of a lake, in a park, whatever you like. All right, so now we're going to move the rocket, in my case, the balloon, by using the code for broadcasting a message. So first you're going to have the button that says when the button is pressed, right? Broadcast start. Then you're going to find the forever loop. Notice it's a little darker orange. And then even the darker one than that is the one that will have the microphone. So you take the one that was from the variables that says set N2. And then when the other part where it used to be empty and had a number, you're going to put in where it says microphone loudness. And then you're going to put the LED ring shows N, so that the lights show you also the percent. When you're raising your voice, the lights will also show up. Then it's time to play your game. So the y-axis is always up and down. The x-axis is always side to side. If I want my rocket ship to be at a different level, I have to change the y. If I wanted to start or go to a different place on the x, I have to change the x values. So you say run the code when a Halo broadcast start. These are all the instructions that are in the code. Go to the bottom of the screen, -150, y equals -150. Then I want to group these together so they will act as one thing together. Group the microphone percent and fall down slowly. If you want it to fall down slowly, you can change some of these numbers to be smaller. Then you can experiment with different numbers and how does it change your code. And then hopefully you'll have something like this. And you might think, how did I get this noise in there? So under your different choices, one of them is sounds. You can add sounds to this. How are we doing, Linda?
I think a lot of people are getting it. Some people are anxious to go home and get some dinner. And so I think we're ready for a wrap up here. And so maybe just continuing on with the slides like you are, I think is good, Rod.
Okay. So this next part allows you to do a bunch of different things. If you'll notice in your pack, there's a whole bunch of cards. And you can try a bunch of different things with your Halo code. I do other workshops where I challenge people to make digital video games and use random number generators and all kinds of interesting things. So what I encourage people to do, make a base game, kind of like we did tonight, and then try to experiment, add in other sprites. If you type in the word score, you will see other variables show up, and then you can decide how you want it to score. Like when the sprite touches the balloon, or when the balloon touches the water, it's up to you to decide. And you can make a pretty complicated game, but you want to try out these cards and learn as many different skill sets as you can, and then your game will get more interesting and more fun. So these are the Halo code to the next challenge. And I think in your slide deck or somewhere here, you have a link for this, for the extra types of challenges here. Troubleshooting tips. Some of you have already been working through some of this. So the first thing to do is, if you're an engineer, you first have to think that there's going to be a solution. So engineers are always positive, because if you don't think there's a solution, there's not much motivation to do any of the work. So you think there's a solution, then you will work hard to find a solution. So we always think there's going to be a solution. So when you're trying to solve a problem, also you want to think there's going to be a solution. So stop and think about what is the problem. And then look for the clues to find the cause for the problem. Like when I was talking about the battery case and the Halo code being turned on. You can see that there's a little blue light on the back if it's correct. If that little blue light is on, not on, then maybe you need to check to see, like, is it plugged in correctly? So there's a series of things you can go through to try to figure out what is the problem. So look for the clues and find the cause. Talk together. This is another key part for engineers. Communicating is one of the best keys, one of the most important parts of being an engineer. When we share ideas together, when Linda and I work together, we come up with better ideas. If we try to work alone, we don't come up with this good ideas. So after you come up with some ideas, choose the best solution, try it out. Did it work? Check and revise. If it still didn't work, then you realize there's some other kind of issue. All right, so this is our wrap up. We're asking you to have fun, challenge your kids, kids challenge your parents, share your enthusiasm for all the things, for all things STEM and exploring robotics. So my first question now is, does anyone have an actual game working?
And we've got a few people saying yes, they do. So what we're going to ask next is, does someone want to be able to share their screen?
Yeah, I will stop sharing mine. And someone has a game, if you want to share it, we'd love to see your game.
Okay, so I'm trying to find, okay, so. So Marjorie,
Am I right that Alan has a game? Alan, you have a working game? I thought he picked up his computer screen to show us.
Adrian, would you like to show yours? You're saying you do?
And if you don't know how to share your screen, you just go to the little green button at the bottom that says share. All right, somebody's getting started with their coding. At least they have MBlock.
Yeah, but I don't think they're at the point where they have code ready to share with us. So Marjorie,
That's
you're doing good. You're starting, but I don't think I'm not seeing a game yet.
That was the one thing that was new for me today, is that it asked me to connect through the M link, where it didn't do that before. So has anyone got all the coding done? Yeah, see, Alan.
So Rod, I see Mammy Buxton. She's is interested in showing hers.
Okay,
So Mammy Buxton.
look at this. Somebody's got a working prototype. Way to go. It can be done.
Very nice. Very nice.
Oh, and look, they got angular velocity and tilted angle and all kind of other stuff on there. So I think Alan has one. Alan, do you know how to share your screen? At the bottom of the Zoom, there's a little green box that says share your screen. Yeah, I see your game. Look, here's another one. Look, we're in space now. There's the rocket ship. Excellent. Yeah, I think somebody put a note in there that they forgot their Chromebook or something, but you'll be able to do this at home. This is all like recorded. Plus there's good a set of instructions. Somebody is asking, do we have to do all of the Halo code? This is for you to decide. I just encourage you to look at the different cards, because you will learn it does some really amazing things. It has voice recognition where you can teach it to like respond to different things that you say. You can teach it to recognize different colors. You can teach it to recognize several different things.
And several people were asking about the wristband. There is a card for that. Why don't you pull out the card and on your own figure out how you do that?
Yeah, so even if you just want to change the button, you know, where on your, to start your game, it says to push the blue button. You can change that to shaking when I shake the Halo code. There are multiple ways to start your game. There are all these different options can be used in different ways.
Rod, do we have time for one more share?
Absolutely. Bring it on.
Erica Evans would like to share. So
All right,
Erica, if you can share.
You know how to share your screen? Okay, very good. You're doing good. Look, I'm famous. I'm on people's phones, Linda. Look, I am.
There you are, Rod. You're very famous.
Yeah, you have to get back to your MBlock app. See, you've been on your phone for 5 hours and 33 minutes. Okay, it says that their balloon doesn't float. And so my experience is that sometimes that if you reconnect it, that it will just go to the reconnect button and you'll probably see that your balloon works now. All right, does anyone else have a game you want to show?
Namario. I'm not sure I pronounced your name correctly, but Namario Barnes. Go ahead and share yours.
Excellent, look at that. Say something loud. Make a loud noise and make your rocket ship take off. I know they had it working. I saw it initially and the rocket ship went up.
And so did I. Now it's not okay. Looks like it didn't connect.
There it goes.
Here it is.
All right, way to go. Awesome.
Awesome. Loving the rocket. Yes.
And we had one more, Hannah Sayham. My apologies if I'm not pronouncing it correctly, your name correctly.
Way to go. Look at that.
Very
then-
nice.
Yeah.
You can change the balloons into a duck or a rocket or an airplane, whatever you like. Excellent. All right, we have some success, Linda.
Yes. Yes, we've got some great coders out there, some people who are going to be some great engineers. They're going to be changing the world before you know it.
All right, you want to know the crazy thing you can do with these? You can code these so they teach math. You can
Now,
code.
Rod, nobody wants to learn math. My goodness, just teachers like math.
Math is the great equalizer. If you don't know anything else and you know math, you'll still be successful.
Spoken like a true engineer, a true engineer.